of your time. And thank you for accepting our invitation yesterday. It's our 17th wedding anniversary, and you all have come to our party, so well done.
Paradise.
This morning, just want to draw your attention to Psalm 136. Psalm 136. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. Let's repeat that, okay? Give thanks to the Lord. Come on. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. You know, today we're talking about his mercy. Whenever we talk about mercy, the immediate thing that we think about is justice. Mercy and justice go together, like grace and truth. Let me give you the difference between, the working definition, difference between justice and mercy. Justice is giving a person what he deserves. Justice is giving a person, the judge gives the person the punishment or whatever according to what he deserves. But mercy is not giving a person what he deserves. Mercy is not giving the person what he deserves. And many times we think this way: how can God be merciful and at the same time just? How can God be just and at the same time how can God be merciful? And many times we think, in my situation, I think he has 58% mercy and 30 or whatever percent with justice. Because if he was so just, I would be able to be, I was supposed to be punished. Many times even sometimes we think, God was a little bit more merciful today than the other day. I heard, I was talking to someone, last week in my workplace, and she was telling me how they rushed to the hospital when his wife was pregnant and then about to have a baby, and they were, because it's the last minute, they were rushing to the hospital, so speed from not sure or somewhere. And then she was telling how crazy they drove, and she says, God was extra merciful that day. God was merciful. She showed more, God's grace was more to me that day. Don't you think? Like, even when we go for an interview, we think, God was more graceful, or more merciful today, and I got the job. But that isn't true. God is always merciful. God is always grace. He's 100% all the time. And one more thing, he doesn't have mercy. He doesn't have grace. He doesn't have love. He is love. He is love. He is merciful. He is grace. If he has something, he may be able to run out sometime, but he's not that. He's fully merciful all the time, 100%. But that day when they were driving, when you went for the interview, you recognized his grace more. You came to understanding of his mercy more, and you pulled on a little bit more. And you exercised and you pulled in and said, I want to use the grace today. That's what happened. God is always graceful. God is always merciful. And this psalm is so favored in the time of in the olden times. When Solomon was dedicating the temple, And God's presence came like a cloud and filled the place, and everybody the cloud was so thick that they couldn't see each other. And you know what Psalm is saying? You're good. Your mercy endures forever. You're good. Your mercy endures forever. Without looking at your Bible, can you say, His mercy endures forever? Okay, I made you memorize half of Psalm 136, which has 26 verses. I'm a good teacher. But this psalm is again in 2 Chronicles, in Jehoshaphat time, when the enemy is coming, the Lord said, put your musicians in the front. And it's like Isaac uncle coming and saying to Richie, me, and you'll be in the front. And we say, whoa, we are playing instruments, brother. I don't have another hand to hold the sword. Are you planning to kill us first? And you know the song they chose, and then the psalm they chose. Your mercy endures forever. His mercy endures forever. On the other hand, He is a just God. You heard this word very frequently in the Bible, iniquity. Iniquity is another word for unequal. You're not equal. Iniquity, another word for transgression, another word for sin. And whenever I saw in Indian movies or things like that, whenever they show the courtroom, there is a statue with blindfolded and holding a balance. And I used to think you put the offending case on one side and the criminal case on the other side, and then they should balance. I used to think in that way. But it's not. It's always like put both the cases on one side and the word justice on the other side. And they need to balance. And if you were put on the balance and God on the other side, and God weighs more, and you can jump up and down, that won't balance. That won't balance. But when you accept Jesus, and when you take Jesus in, and when you take Jesus into your balance, into your side, and it balances equally. And the registrar of the court will say, equal. How can God be merciful and just? He can only be just by punishing His Son on the cross for you and for me. For you and for me. And during the Second World War, the Americans sent funds to Europe because a lot of children have died. A lot of people have died, and the children were left as orphans. So they sent funds for an orphanage. If both the parents die, you can take them into the orphanage. So one thin-looking pale man came with a small girl who's thin-looking pale as well. He came to the head of the orphanage and he said, I don't have any money. I can't feed her. I can't feed myself. Can you look after her? And the head of the orphanage said, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We can't do that. The rule is, both the parents die, we take the children. And he said, do you mean, if I die, you take my daughter and look after her? And the head of the orphanage said, fortunately, yes, that's the case. That's the case. So the man picked up the daughter, hugged her, kissed her, hands of the head of the orphanage, the girl. And he said, I'll arrange for it. I'll arrange for it. And he went outside and hung himself and died. That's what Jesus did on the cross. But the justice demanded you and me to be in that place. When the justice demanded me, you and me, to be in that place, he took your hand and he put it in the hands of the Lord, the Heavenly Father, and he said, I'll arrange for it. And he hung on the tree for your sake and my sake. And all we need to say is to say thank you, Lord. I accept this. All we need to say is thank you, Lord. Is it possible if every one of us from the back row said 2 seconds, say thank you, Lord, for you me deserved. I should have been on that place. But you hung on the tree. You took my hand and put my hand in the hand of the Father's. I want to thank you. Just 2 words. Each one of us.